Okay, hey guys, how are we all doing? It's been a long time. I hope you're all keeping well. It's been a long time since we've done this, obviously, so let's just make sure we've not got any troubleshooting problems first. Let me know if you can hear me all right. We'll wait as usual, make sure everyone's here. But yeah, I just want to make sure all my settings are still okay, considering how long it has been. So just let me know. And we'll have a little look what's happening around Andalia, as it's been that long. I actually can't remember a single thing myself. I think we had King Florian. That's like all I can remember. So we'll see how things are. I sound okay. Okay, brilliant. So how are we all, guys? I have got much better internet now since the last time we were doing streams. So fingers crossed, everything should run a lot better, because we did have a few technical problems the last few times I've streamed, which is why I've not streamed in the past as much as I would like. But internet has been improved like tenfold, 1,000-fold. I've got the best internet I can get in my area now. So if we have problems, I do apologise. I really apologise for that. But hopefully going forward, we should be okay in that regard. So I've also made it so hopefully now there won't be a delay between the chat and when I'm showing. So I should be able to answer your questions a lot quicker. Whereas before, I sometimes miss out on what you guys say because of the delay. But hopefully we should be okay. And yeah, as you say, Chris, yeah, a GMS stream without problems ain't a GMS stream. A Grand Maester Stitch stream without at least 3 errors is considered a dull affair, as they would say. So, yeah, we've got a few of you here. We'll wait a little bit longer, just in case. We normally get a few more, but it has been that long. I've probably lost most of my subscribers since the last video, so I do apologise for keeping you waiting so long. Oh no, we've gained another viewer, so audio is kind of choppy. Okay, I do apologise for that. Let's just see what I can do with the mic, see if I have altered anything. I did see my daughter climb up on my desk and mess around with my microphone the other day, so there's a good chance that she's screwed something up. Thank you very much. About the Raiders of the Adriatic, I did really enjoy that series, and then when they made the updates and stuff, it sort of and the DLCs, it sort of made that series a bit redundant, which was sad because I did really enjoy that series. But I'm hoping to soon do some Crusader Kings 3 series on the channel, try and get back into it. I've been that busy that I still haven't actually played Crusader Kings 3 since the Royal Court release, which is, I'm a bit ashamed of that, but I just haven't had time yet, and I've obviously seen great reviews about it, so I'm hoping to get into it soon. I have actually spoke to a couple of guys in the Discord about doing maybe a multiplayer stream. I thought that could be pretty fun to get a lot of you involved with that, and then we can stream it and get you all in the chat and, yeah, have a good laugh. That would be funny. I've played with people on the Discord before, and it's normally a good laugh, so to stream that could be very interesting. So, we'll start slowly by looking in and around Sevensport. I forgot how big Andalia is now. I still remember it being so tiny. It's great. This series has been going, what? It's probably been about a couple of years now. It has had a couple of breaks here and there, of course. But thank you very much, Bert. I don't know how many other people would say that. Obviously, I've not got the nicest of voices, but oh, cool. I love CK3 multiplayer live streams. Hopefully, you'll enjoy it then if we can do that. I do need to try and sort that out. Yeah, as Rowan says, though, they are a little bit of a pain. Right, so we'll start. If anyone's missed anything, we can always go back to that. So we always start with the king himself. I can't even remember what happened in the last episode. Some of you guys might remember better than me. I know people in the Discord know this series better than I do, which is crazy. So the amount of hours I put into it, and people know it loads better than me. I can forget things, but I'm a very forgetful person anyway. So right, so yeah, here we are. Hi, King Florian. No, I do like Florian. I think he has become one of my favourite of the 7-star kings so far. The Eagle. I actually forgot that he had gained a nickname. 33, which is not a bad age for 7-star monarchs, to be fair. That's probably one of the older ones, because they don't tend to live very long, especially not in recent times anyway. Wow, I forgot how many kids he had as well. 6 children. Insane. 3 siblings, I forgot. Yes, of course, Theon and Lister both dead. Prince Enger, his youngest brother, still kicking. 111,000 manpower as well. Not bad. A lot weaker than the south, of course, but not bad nonetheless. I think in the last episode, did we take Sea Dragon Point? I'm pretty sure we did, so hopefully we can move in onto the Wolfswood next. My grandma had 7 kids. Not impressed. Wow. 7 kids. Yeah, but did you have as many children as Enger II? How many was that? Was it 20? I'm pretty sure it was at least 20, wasn't it, in the end? Yeah, Rowan, you're right. Most are lucky to reach adulthood. We've had a lot die young. To reach 30, that's an insane achievement by Florian. Can he reach 40? I'm pretty sure that Enger the First and Ambrose are the only monarchs to surpass 40. Am I right in saying that? I'm pretty sure. Where's Matt or Amir to correct me? But I'm pretty sure they are the only 2 to surpass 40. Maybe Lyanna did. I've got a feeling that she didn't, though. I know Enger II was late 30s, so he was close. But we'll see. Oh, okay, that sounds pretty interesting. I did like that the Kingdom Come game as well, so... Oh, thank you for popping by, Mandad. Ah, yes, you're the one who was commenting earlier on. Are you a new subscriber then? Love the flash heart picture. Absolutely fantastic. So, let's have a look at Ambrose's children then. Enger's children. Ambrose being one of them, who looks very, very much like Florian. Squire, skilled fighter, arbitrary, deceitful, shy, temperate, and cynical. Not massively impressive, but I seem to remember Florian wasn't overly impressive until he got older, so we'll see. He could get better. He definitely looks like Florian, that's for sure anyway, so who else do we have? I seem to remember that we named them all after famous 7-star warriors. I'm pretty sure that's what I was going for. Thanks, Rowan. Yeah, where is Amir and Matt? They've let me down. They've let me down big time. Oh, when are we going to get a new video? When are we going to get a new video? I finally appear, and both of them don't show up. I'm going to be having words. So, Pia Snow, just like who she was named after. Oh, yes, of course. She was very, very high in the intrigue, wasn't she? Because we sent her off to Lord Winton of the Father's Fields. She's pretty impressive. By the time she passes her education, hopefully with flying colours, considering who she's being tutored by. Hello, Duran. Hello, Albert. Albert has appeared. You've seen some of my earlier CK3 stuff, back when the game came out. Yeah, I've not played any in ages. I really need to get back into it. Like I said, I'm ashamed that I've still not played it since Royal Court. I paid all that money to get the one with the free DLCs and stuff when they came out, and I've not even played it. So that was a waste of money, wasn't it? But never mind. Right, so, yeah, Pia, very good intrigue. Very, very good intrigue. By the time that she hopefully finishes her education, she could have very, very impressive intrigue. Who else have we got? Prince Enger, of course. I think the first 7-star genius, like full-blooded genius, anyway. Very impressive. He could be insane. It's a shame that he's not going to be Enger IV, because that would be an interesting king to play as, but we'll see. We also have Princess Kyra, of course, after another famous 7-star warrior, and we had, yes, the twins, who were very recent, Princess Violet and Lyanna, as we ran out of famous female 7-stars who were great warriors. There wasn't that many, so we will see. Yes, the slow incesses weren't winning. Incest is wincest, as we all know. Thank you, True King of the North. It's good to be back. It's been a long time. Hopefully we can get the channel up and running and get into some sort of routine again now. P.S. Snow, named after King Florian's favourite food, pie. Only problem is Florian was dyslexic and can't spell pie. Yes, we left Amir in charge of the name, so yeah, he just tried to spell pie. But right, so let's have a look at Enger, our brother, who is still alive and well, married to Bess Mud. Thank the gods for Bess. He does have a daughter, Princess Maya. I'm pretty sure that some of our other siblings did have children. I don't think Lister did he? I think he had a stillborn son, Mark. Wow, because that's very Westerosi. And Theon did. Theon had 2 sons. Sir Roderick of Dawn Forest, who's now the Knight of Dawn Forest. I like that how it's Sir and not Lord. That's good. So it makes them a smaller house. Just some landed knights just north of Andalia, which is nice. We don't want another lord. He's not too bad. Had a daughter as well, Princess Serene, and Prince Owen. Another Owen 7-star. Okay. Let's see. There's probably going to be a lot more to see in 7-star. How is our in 7-star, sorry. Queen Marjorie, breastfeeding child, friendly host, 29. So maybe we can have a few more children still. Very high opinion of Florian as well, which is good. I wasn't expecting that. She has a sister as well. We'll have a look through the 7 Sevenstar Court. See who we have got in here. We've got the Lords of their lands. We'll skip over those for now because we are going to go and see how they're doing anyway. Only Enger and Ambrose surpassed 40. Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. I had a feeling it was. I wasn't sure. Lyanna must have been close. I know that Enger II was about 37, 38, something like that. I wasn't sure if Lyanna made it or didn't quite make it. Ah, here he comes. Amir, finally. I've been saying, where the hell are you and Matt? But, yeah. Where was I? I've lost my train of thought now. Thanks, Amir. Who else have we got? Harith Rat, our good friend, who... It's a shame that he isn't the Lord of the Hornwood, because the current Lord is just a liability. The Racks have been on a downward spiral for a while, haven't they? Let's be honest. We've got Violet Sevenstar, our daughter, who we've had a look at. No idea who some of these are, so we'll skip over them for the interesting people. We've got a Harlaw in our court. There's always some random surprises in these streams as well. Oh, Matt can't make it. Oh, I think Union are playing, aren't they? I bet he's watching Union. Lyanna was 39. I know that she nearly made it, so that's crazy to think that only 2 monarchs have made it past the age of 40. Yeah, some random Harlaw. We'll find some sort of shocking surprise. We always do. Mina, good old Mina. Absolutely love Mina. Still kicking, 52. Good old Mina. Oh, Enger III. How I miss you, Enger III. 27. Was he really only 27? He seemed to be so much older. Wise beyond his years. But yeah, still kicking. Good old Mina. Hopefully she'll... Has she picked up a new lover? No, not since Old Lord Dirt passed away, sadly. Sansa Firehand, still kicking. 56. I thought she was older, but still going strong. Eddard Sevenstar. Eddard Snow has food poisoning. Who are you? Your mother is Sindra Sevenstar, our cousin. And we don't know who your father... Ah, Ronald Highstar's wife. Okay. Eddard Snow. I can't remember you. I cannot remember you. The second in line in real life. He's good, thanks, Amir. He's like literally the most relaxed baby. That's how I'm managing to get this stream done. He does not cry ever. He just chills. He eats, he sleeps, he poops. That's it. Lila's not the biggest fan of him just yet, but hopefully he'll win around in time. But at the minute, no, not a fan. Who else have we got? Our niece, Maya. Ambrose, we've already looked at. A couple of hard steals in court for some reason. Who's she betrothed to? Emmond Reef. Okay, so I've got no idea why she's in our court. No idea whatsoever. Who else do we have? Harrion, Salzard, of course. The Salzards who did, unfortunately, lose their land. So, which is a shame. Hey, Jorman. Yeah, we'll have to do a quiz night or something. And we'll get on camera. And I can introduce you to the heir and the spare. Obviously, all in Discord met Lila. But yeah, none of you have been introduced to Damon yet. So, I did name my son Damon, guys, as well. For anyone not in the Discord. So that you now know that. Osric Steelheart. Steelheart's still kicking around. Who else have we got in our... Cass Firehand. Cass Snow. Not as impressive as the other Cass. Then again, Gregorous, rude, cruel, cynical. Maybe she is a little bit like the Cass. Maybe I did her a disservice by saying that she wasn't to begin with. Bess Mud. Pera Wainwood. A lot of these people, I'm not even sure who they are. Olerin Redstone. A random Redstone. Didn't the Redstones lose their lands in the last episode? I'm tempted to say yes. Gristle Josso. Ah, yes, he was married to our son. Have they had any children yet? Not of yet. Harsley Seymour, of course, the heir to the heir to the heir. Is it the heir to the heir to the heir of the Willowwood lands? Impressive beard. We're going to have to do something about that as soon as he's landed and we can change it because that is a disaster. Married to a Lancer. Have they had children yet? Not of yet. Only 16 still. There is time. Random Shycross, no idea who you are. Yeah, there's not really anyone that interesting in court these days, is there? If I'm perfectly honest, they're not the courts of the past. Some of the courts of Enger I, Ambrose, Enger II, a very interesting court. But yeah, there's not really anyone that interesting in court these days. We need to change that. So that's a look at the people of Sevenstar. Let's have a look how all our holdings are pretty much the same, I think. The Wolf's Den, of course, which I still need to change that at some point, don't I? The Sept of Snow, the City of Sevenstar, the City of Goldenfield, Castle of Greenstar, City of Andleton, and the Castle of Owentold. All the same there, nothing really changed. Greyhold, Hornbreaker. Did I not look at him? Is he the heir to the Hornbreaker lands? Oh, Garibold Hornbreaker, who is a twin, does have 2 children. Yeah, he's not too bad actually. A decent diplomacy, a trained fighter. Married to a Botley. Has a son, John Hornbreaker, named after the late great John Hornbreaker, I'm guessing, who did eventually die after becoming a fat homosexual, like everyone in Andalia. Yeah, that's a good idea, Amir. We'll do that. After we've had a look around, we'll have a look through. We'll get the console commands up. We'll have a look through Andalia, see what decent martial people, diplomacy, or just interesting characters, and we'll move some of them over into Sevenstar. Technically, the heir, as the heir to Enger. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, yes, the actual heir did get sent to the wall, didn't he? Yes, of course. Let's move over into Oldcastle then and check out the Blooms, who have not been of great interest lately, have they? Considering they used to be one of the greatest houses, of course. He wants to fabricate a claim on the High Lord of Old Andalia. Well, that's a great start, isn't it? We'll ignore that. Hey, Jay. Welcome. Welcome. Ronald Bloom, he does have a son, though, so I do think the Bloom line is in a pretty dire situation, if I remember. There's 10 living members, but I'm pretty sure there's, like, that Gars and his son are the only male Blooms. We do have Allard, but he was, of course, sent to the wall. His son died, so I don't think there is any other actual Blooms who would carry on the Bloom name. Has a High Hope married a Seymour? I doubt it, because that would be the end of Andalia as we know it, so I would be surprised, but who knows? We always find out ridiculous things in streams that we didn't realise, so there's a good chance, who knows, it could have happened. I'm doubting there'll be anyone of interest in the Bloom court. No, there rarely is when you're looking at these other courts. We go over to Whitford. We've got Lady Mordain Josso, who is married to what? Okay, well that's interesting. Let's go back onto Whitford. So we do have a couple of Josso. So the Josso line is secure. We finally have a male Josso, and she's also in the final months of pregnancy, so she's got another child on the way. So hopefully that's another boy to secure the Josso line. At one point we had like three branches of the Jossos, and now there's like literally one male Josso. That's it, because your sister did marry Prince Ambrose. So yeah, there's literally one male Josso. How can a house that had 3 branches be down to its last male heir? Yeah, how do the Valyrians find their way into Andalia? It's so frustrating. We will look in your court, just in case there is a secret hidden Josso hiding about. No, but we've got a Summer Islander along with the Valyrians, because that makes sense there. So Oscar Josso is the only male Josso around, which is worrying. So considering you're in the final months of pregnancy, I pray and hope that it is another male Josso. We need to get the Josso line back up and running. Over in the White Star, we have the Rosehearts, of course, the good old giant Rosehearts, who were in a little bit of a succession crisis themselves, wasn't they? Not too long ago, maybe in the days of Lister or so. But I seem to remember that things slightly recovered there, if I remember correctly. So his son, Sir Walder Roseheart, commander of the White Star, who is very impressive. Strong giant, of course, because he's a Roseheart. Skilled fighter. Scott, yeah, very impressive. And he's got 3 sons, yes. I thought that the Roseheart line did recover. Roderick Roseheart, strong giant, because, of course, he's a Roseheart. Good to see that Roseheart seed going strong. John Roseheart, because there's always a John Roseheart. Strong. Not a giant, though, but he's strong. He's still got the strong, which is good. Yeah, don't say that about Jogus Knight. I'm sure we'll find some. It's very early. We've not left Old Andalia yet. I'm sure we are riddled with Jogus Knight somewhere. So, yeah, another one that's strong. I wonder if we're going to have 2 Johns. I remember there was the 2 John Rosehearts. I think that was back in the days of, like, Enger the First. I think we had a John and a John. One with a double N, one with one N. I don't think Stephen Roseheart the First was a very creative man. Cirilla Roseheart, who doesn't have strong or giant, and the youngest one, Meribald Roseheart, strong, giant, and brawny, of course. So the Roseheart line looks strong in more than one way. So how many living members? 14 living members. several men. Oh, we've got a Lister Roseheart here as well. Ah, of course, Queen Marjorie's father. So the Roseheart line, yeah, looks pretty secure, which is good. Very true, Chris. Very true. High Lord breeding program in Sevenstar. Yeah, get everyone in. Swingers Club. Everyone comes up. Obviously, we don't have cars, so you like throw the reins of your horses into the centre. Swinging party. Sevensport Swingers. Do it in the Golden Field, in the nice upmarket area of Sevensport. Throw your horse in the centre. Right, so that is Old Andalia. Where shall we go next? I feel we should go to the Ratlands next. We'll go by the way that things were conquered. So off to the Hornwood we shall go. Lord Moribald II, the Unworthy, and my God, is he unworthy? Hey Rex, welcome. Hey, Matt is here. First thing I hear is 7-point swingers. Well, what an entrance, Matt. What an entrance. How are Union getting on? I assume that is why you wasn't here. So yeah, this guy, pretty crap. It's a shame that his nephew Harith isn't the Lord. We may have to try and get that done. Oh, alright, mate. There, but I said this at the beginning of the stream. Before you start gobbing off of me, right? I said at the beginning of the stream that I remember nothing without my sidekicks, Matt and Amir. I can remember nothing. I need you and the rest of the creation team to correct me on these things, and there we go, point proven. So the heir was Jane Rack, who is a ugly, slow, a bit of a special case. So yeah, the heir of the Racklands, it's not looking good. This is why we need to get Harith in there, and then the heir of the heir is a Summer Islander, who's actually pretty impressive. So considering his mother, he's got just, but they're not bad stats for an 8-year-old, if he can pick up a couple more. I didn't understand a word that Stitch said about why I'm late. Ugh. I said, was you watching Union? The Racks are going to be dicked. Fan of Snap House Rack. Okay, so it seems that people don't like House Rack. So, but how is he the only male other than Harith? Let's have a look. So, no, there's 17 living members apparently. Samwell died. Okay, so we've got Luton Rack and Walder Rack. I don't know of these. Harith Rack, who we were talking about, Florian's good friend. I'd like the line to go through him. But then again, Galbert doesn't seem too bad, but it seems weird. It just seems weird having a Summer Islander house in Andalia. Oh, good old Mega Rack. So is there any other? Well, these are females, so I'm guessing there's no Racks there. Greystock. Benjicott Rack. I think the Racks are still going through him. Oh, Galbert Rack. Okay, so Galbert Rack. Ah, okay, so the Rack's married into the Rack. So he is actually full-blood Rack, even though he's a Summer Islander, which is so random. And then Samwell Rack here. This goes off to the Vale Racks, so we'll get to those when we get to those. But I don't know who Luton and Walder are, so we will look into those, because I've got no idea who you are. You are in the Rack lands. You're not overly impressive, but at least it means that there are other Racks alive. And you're half-siblings with the Fire Hands. Now, that's a troubling pair. And then we have Walder Rack here, who is betrothed to Jane Rack, treasurer of the Warrior's Way. Okay, so there are other male Racks around, which is cool. I would like to reland the High Stars, but the current High Star is, yeah, as Amir's just said, completely incapable. So unless he can get a decent heir, no. Even though I would like them, I'd be doing it just for the sentimental reason, which doesn't seem very Florian. So maybe I was considering, if not, making the areas an heir seat and then landing Ambrose there. So we'll see. Right, so where do we go over to next? Let's go over to the Black Sheep Hills, where we have Lord Ben Lancer. Ouch. Looks in pain. I love it when they don't have the eye masks on. And look, homosexual, another one, as they all are. So this is a different brand. We've got two branches of House Lancer, it seems. Yeah, the Rack. I do like the Rack coat of arms. That is one thing to be said about the Racks, especially with the blue and white. Really nice coat of arms. You have a son, Sir Samwell Lancer, who is a eunuch. But he did have a son before he was made a eunuch, so that's alright. So at least the line is secure. And he's... oh, well, his stats aren't that good, but I've seen the Just trait and the Honourable and 9 and thought, oh, he's not too bad. Anara the Exile at court in Castle Hornwood. Okay, she sounds cool, but let's get you a better Guardian if we can. Let's assign you somebody else. Somebody with decent martial. You seem to be going down that path. Adam Redgard. Let's send you to there. Maiden's Gate. Lord Daemon of Maiden's Gate. The nice, rich, blue 7 stars. Yeah, exactly, Burke. Yeah, like with Dragonstone for the Targaryens, we could use the Eyrie as a place for the heirs, and then you could have that highlightship of the Vale. It's a decent, a lot of power. Take a lot of power and control to control that land, so it's a good stepping stone up into taking all of Andalia. So we've got Lord Daemon, whose heir is Eustace 7 stars, so we do have the blue line. Looks fairly secure. 22 living members. Not sure how many males. We've got Daemon, Miles dead. We've got Eustace, Harston. So there's 2 males there. Just some of these more distant brands. Yeah, we've got Sir Marwyn 7 star, who also has a son Wendell 7 star. So there's a few blue 7 star. Wow, he's actually so much better than any blue star we've had in such a long time. Why is the main line of the blue stars so stupid and crap? And we've got guys like Sir Marwyn here, who's really impressive. Can we invite you to court? Not interested. What if I send you a little bribe, Sir Marwyn? Because you look pretty interesting. No, we'll probably just move you to court instead then later and cheat. And your son Wendell is actually half decent as well. So the blue stars are in a pretty decent state, which is nice. Let's go over to the Warriors Watch then and see good old House Morgan. Wow, he's had a hard life, Lord Maynard. He looks rough as fuck for a 24-year-old. He's had a bad upbringing. 9,000 manpower. My god, the Morgaths are hench. Okay, and he does have a son, Leopold Morgath. Why are you in seclusion? Do we have a great sickness or some sort of sickness over in the Warriors Watch? I don't remember there being a... I think the sickness passed, didn't it? Yeah, so I'm not sure what that's all about, but we'll look into it. But he does have a son at least, Leopold Morgath, and a daughter, Illyria, and another Morgath. Is there any other male Morgaths? Morgaths just love to flirt with extinction. They've done it their entire... No, 7 members, so there is no other male Morgaths, it would seem. Robin Morgath, who was sent to the war and his son died. So yeah, as always, the Morgaths are flirting with extinction, but there's no need to worry about that. They won't go extinct. They never, ever, ever do. They always hang in there. Just like the Grey Starks, they like to flirt with extinction and never, ever go extinct. So I'm not worried. Yeah, the Blue Stars are extremely inbred. Extremely inbred, if I remember correctly. Didn't they have Lord John the Simple not too long ago as a lord because he was just so inbred? They've always remained loyal, though. You've got to give them that. And they're rich, though. The Bullseye. Lord Leopold Hooton of the Bullseye, who's got gonorrhea. That's going around as well. Doesn't have a son, though. Are you the last Hooton? You're the 8 living members. You very well could be the last male. Oh, no, we've got a Hooton here. Harris Hooton and Malador Hooton. So there are Hooton. Oh, but you're a black brother. That sucks, but you do have a son. So at least there is a spare. There's a spare just in case. So that's good. Yeah, I think they all have been slow. But then it seems like if you're a distant member of House Blue Star, then you're a badass. Like the guy would have seen. And obviously Sir Lister the Loyal. But if you're of the main line, then you're just a waste of space, pretty much. I think we've done all of these now, haven't we? So we'll move our way up to Greyhold, which obviously the Dreadfort is part of that now. So who was the current Lord? Lord Theomore, the Fat of Grey Cliffs, who's a fat homosexual, of course, because why wouldn't he be? And, oh yeah, of course, they married into the Crescents, and even though there's not that much Valyrian blood in there, they're, like, still passing on that Valyrian gene. Oh yes, Mina as well, another distant 7-star from the Blue Branch, who's a badass. So, if you're... It's like, the distant members are fine. They're completely fine. Who we've got here then? Morgan Greystark, the heir. Silver-haired, it's a bit cursed. Serena Greystark. Benton Greystark, who's a giant, interesting. And Maynard Greystark, who's quick. My god, this is like the healthiest I think I've ever seen House Greystark. He's got 2 sisters as well. I've never seen House Grey... 12 living members is unheard of in House Greystark. That is insane. That is actually insane for House... I've never seen them have more than just 1 heir. That's all they ever have. And, oh wow, and Jane Greystark is actually married by keeping her name. So we've even got Horfrost Greystark and 3... So, actual Greystarks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've actually got 7 spares of House Greystark. Did you have any kids that are Greystarks? No, yours have married. Oh, no, no. Theodore Greystark as well, who's got... Oh, he's Horfrost, so Greystark married a Greystark. That makes sense. Hello, Migs. Welcome. Wow, they are... I've never... And then they're married into the Boltons, so it'll be interesting to see what we get going on here, considering how much they like to have Genius. If we get one of them who inherits that Greystark Green Dreams, that could make some interesting Boltons, but I'm amazed how well House Greystark is doing. They are really prospering. After Maynard was sent to the wall, I was worried for House Greystark, but they're doing insanely well. Didn't they have some vassals like directly on? Oh no, they took the Lonely Hills as well, didn't they? So they actually own that. They're actually extremely strong nowadays, the Greystarks. We'll go into the Frosty Shore, where we have House Oxtar, Lord Andahar of Frosty Shore, who's another homosexual. Okay. Daughter, he has a son and heir, Sir Illifer Oxtar, who's fat, but he's not yet come out of the closet, but I'm sure it will happen soon. And he has a son, Tristan. The red hair is extremely strong here. Tristan Oxtar, a genius Oxtar, the heir to the heir. Now, I will be... My God, you've aged extremely well. But I've already marked you as important, apparently, but I can't remember doing that. But you're definitely one to keep an eye out for. You are very, very impressive. You do have a sibling, Kenneth Oxtar. So House Oxtar looks... Yeah, 22 living members. House Oxtar's in a very, very healthy position as well, which is nice. It's good to see. Luna Woods. Lady Crescent. Oh God, with 2 stillborn siblings. Well, that's not looking good for the Crescents. 19 living members, though, so maybe it is not as bad as first feared. They're married into the Hootens. Walder Crescent, who is dead, but he does have a son, Redgard Crescent, who is the heir to the Lordship of Luna Woods, so we do have more Crescents, at least. Obviously married into the Greystarks. And then we've got the second branch of House Crescent, of course, down in the south as well, so it would pass to those if not. So let's have a look at the heir, Redgard Crescent, who... Not too bad. Who's his guardian? Ellard, what are you good at? You've gone for a childhood focus of the faith, which is annoying and useless. It would be interesting to see the Boltons come back. I miss the Boltons, even though, yeah, they were nothing but a pain in the arse, but I like that. I did like that. Let's go over to the Lonely Hills then. House Lake. First time we've looked at House Lake. Another homosexual. Interesting. A hunchback as well. Mystic. Cancer. But yeah, the Lakes are a new addition. Can't remember actually looking into them. Who is your heir? Walton Lake. A dishonourable kinslayer. Okay. Who's paranoid and deceitful. Okay, you're dangerous. Benjen Lake. Yeah, nothing overly exciting about you. House Lake, I'm guessing, is pretty... No, 9 members. Yeah, they're secure enough. High Point, we'll end with the Dreadfort. We'll end on a high for these lands, shall we? High Point, we've got Lady Brightmere, who... Yeah, not too bad. Who's her heir? Enger Brightmire. Interesting, okay. Half decent, 10 years old. Decent marshal, but he's gone for a duty focus. Let's get you a better... Then again, you've got a guardian. Redwin Brightmire, who, yeah, is not that impressive. Let's get you a better guardian. Let's send you to... Who have we got? Danie's Royce. Let's send you down to the Vale. Why not? Let's go back to High Point. Not High. Was it High Point we was in? Yeah, it was you. Can we arrange a betrothal for you as well? Have we got anybody that would be a decent betrothal? How old are you? 10? Maybe not. We've got a Viperin, but she's a bastard. There's a Hornbreaker girl here. No, we can't arrange that anyway. And Wolf's Watch. Oh, yes, of course. The Boltons own Wolf's Watch now, don't they? Lord Theon of the Dreadfork, who is a genius, attractive mystic. You're impressive. Very impressive. And lots of children as well. So House Bolton seems to be extremely secure by the looks of it. Betrothal stream. We'll sort some betrothals and guardianships out if we can. We'll definitely go for that and do that. Right, so... Wow, lots of Boltons we've got. So let's see how many of these are geniuses then, because for some reason they just pop out freaking geniuses like they're going out of fashion. So his daughter is not a genius, but she's got the attractive trait. It's always one of the two. He's got a son, Wydron Bolton. who's nothing special at all, the heir, so that's a shame. Jocelyn Bolton, who is a twin. Jory Bolton, who's a twin, nothing interesting about him. That's very disappointing. And Marek Bolton, who's an attractive genius. There we go. There's always at least one genius Bolton. Let's have a look at the Bolton family. Living members, 9? Really? Is that it? Seems like there's so many more than that. Ah, so the cousins married each other, so that's probably narrowed it down in a little bit. But Wolf's Watch was ruled over by House Salzard, who have lost their lands, but they are still around. There is one Salzard left in our court. I would like to land them again at some point, but then I kind of don't want to interfere, and I want the Boltons. They're going to need to take that in high point to get their high lordship back, and then hopefully we can land them back underneath them. So yeah, House Bolton's doing okay. See you, Burke. Thanks for popping by, mate. So yeah, they're pretty strong. Do the Boltons still have a lot of manpower? Yeah, 10,000. That's insane how much they could take back their lands if they wanted to. So that's that land done. Where do we go to next? We will go down to the Father's Field. Let's have a look how everyone's favourite house, House Firehand, is getting on. Lord Winton, of course, with his one hand and his scars and his nice tash. 26 intrigue, wow. 666 prestige, very nice. Wow, Firehands have more manpower than I can remember as well, which is nice. His son, Warren Firehand, who's a giant. Paranoid and cruel, because why not? He's a Firehand, of course, and a giant as well. Jojen Firehand, strong. Trained fighter, betrothed to Marcella Bloom. I'm pretty sure that we did a lot of... Did we do a lot of guardianships and betrothals in a recent episode? I can't remember. I know, Amir. I know. I need to do it. I need to do it. I keep forgetting. Benjicott Firehand, I'm guessing named after his uncle, who's nothing too special. And Arwen Firehand, who is inbred. Are you inbred? Roseheart? Why are you inbred? Well, I suppose everybody's inbred. Everybody's inbred in Andalia. So, let's go back to Barrington then so that we can go over to Sir Benjen. Ah, yes, it wasn't Benjicott, it was Sir Benjen Firehand, wasn't it? Who's very impressive. Very, very impressive. Formidable fighter, a duelist, a brawny. Really impressive. And yeah, I'm going to say, I seem to remember that his sons just kept dying every time he had a son, but I'm guessing House Firehand is pretty secure. Yeah, 19 members. Very secure. Alright, Chris, thanks for popping by, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, so they're doing okay. Yeah, that's annoying when you get characters like that, so where they're really good, and they've got some really interesting traits, and then their stats are just like, meh. And it's like, oh, great. So yeah, House Firehand is very secure. I mean, I'm going to look at House Firehand's vassals. So I'm pretty sure they do actually have one or two like landed knights underneath them. House Alderman being one of them. So we'll check in and see how they're doing. So they're still around. Surprised how long they've lasted as a landed knight. It's not very often. These houses seem to get replaced pretty quick, but yeah, they're still going. They're still about. Don't look like the securest line, but at least they're still there. They're still going. Over to Silverspear with House Silvereye, of course, who is Lord Bernard. Nothing too interested about him. A hairlip. Not really a lot else going on with him. He does have two sisters, who neither of seem that interesting. There's 13 living members, apparently, though, so maybe there is another male Silverspear somewhere kicking. Maybe not, though, by the looks of it. Ah, we've got Sir Danis Silvereye, who is at the wall. And Williman Silvereye. So yeah, there are a few Silvereye still hanging in there, which is good. A house that's been around for a very, very long time, of course. The Father's Ford, House Richards, where we have an ugly 2-year-old as the current lady, whose heir is also her regent, Sir Willis Richards. I'm guessing that's her uncle. So there are other Richards around. And then there's Sir Harwin of Fever Reef as well. So yeah, there are some Richards around. How is the house doing? 10 living members. Obviously the branch on the sisters, I believe, is now died out. Yeah, the Silvereyes are always in. It's one of those houses where they're always ruled by a kid. Like, always. There's a few like that where whenever they get an adult lord, they just die. Seven's Guard we don't need to look at because the Firehands still rule there. Real Crossing, where House Blaintree is. Got a couple of sons, Harris Blaintree. Wow, she's a giant and brawny. I wonder if any of her sons have inherited it. No. Paranoid, Cynical, Craven. Does have a son, Alton Blaintree. Nothing that impressive about you. What about the heir? Rogar Blaintree. Nothing overly impressive about you. I do like this sigil. Very nice. 7. Yeah, they're doing okay, I suppose. Albert, it's still a sore subject. How could you bring the... I'm still devastated about the flakes. The Rills. House Riswell. Lord Bowen, the Just of the Rills. Yeah, nothing too impressive. The Riswells haven't really done a lot since the ones who murdered one of the kings, didn't they? Or, not one of the kings, but they murdered someone from the royal family, I believe, didn't they? Alright, Matt. Cheers for popping by, pal. Withered Half. Was that House Creed? Pretty sure it's House Creed. Yeah. With a celibate lady. Then I'm not surprised you're celibate. You've popped out God knows how many kins. You do have an heir at least, and many Creed. Lots of women. It's like the Lancers of old when they only made female heirs at one point. There was loads and loads of them. Let's pop over to the next area then. We've got our new lordships. The Stony Shore, Reaver's Watch. Nothing too impressive for you. Well, you've got the shits. You've got the good old Andalian shits. We've got Josian. Nothing too impressive about you. What about your son, Ellard? No, nothing overly impressive about you. Your brother, Kyle of Reaver's Watch. Nothing really impressive about you either. Rob of Reaver's Watch? No. So, pretty boring house. Blackpool, where we have one of our newer houses, House Brightlin, who have only just been landed, I believe, very, very recently. The Reaver's Watch sigil is sick. Thank you very much, Amir. I believe it is one of my own houses that I did. Lord Hugo of Blackpool has a daughter now, Lynella Brightlin. Okay, I think that's going to only be the only living members. Oh no, we have a Septon as well. Septon Nestor, apparently. Okay, but yeah, there's not a lot to see there. It's a new house, so not a lot to go off there. Hopefully they will grow into a prosperous house. We don't want any house to die out, so we'll see how they go. And we have Lord Edrian of Sea Dragon Point of House Belmont, another new house as well. Yet to have any children, but he does have a brother. So Jormin Belmont and a sister. So, oh, she's a bastard though. So there's only 3 living members. New house, as we say though. So there's plenty of time for them to still expand. And yeah, no Jogus Nye as of yet, which is great news. Lord Mance, Chainbreaker of Bear Island. How are we doing? Still going at the age of 65. Still a beast. Does have a son, Danish Chainbreaker. Bit disappointed. He's nothing too special about him. He has a son, Mance Chainbreaker, who has Valyrian hair. Where? Ah, from the Crescents. Wow, she has got purple eyes. Let's go back to Mance. Let's have a look at his other son, Ben Chainbreaker. Nothing too excited about him either, but Chainbreakers are still a fairly new house as well. Right, so we've done all of this. Okay, yeah, of course, Winterfell. We have the Starks of Winterfell, who are back. Lord Brandon V of Winterfell. Who... Oh, no, he's not married to... Oh, no, is he married to a Valyrian? Oh, for fuck's sake, where have you come from? And you're a dragon rider. No. We need to sort that out. Fuck's sake. Sir Jossart, the heir, who is married to an Arkstar, and he does have 2 children now, which is good. Kyle Stark, which is interesting, and William Stark, which is an interesting name as well. How are the Starks doing now? 9 living members. I know that they did come close to extinction. If they died out, it just passed on to the Grey Stark line. Dawn Forest, of course, we have Sir Roderick of the landed 7 stars there, the Knight 7 stars. We've already looked over you and your brother, so we don't need to go into detail there. Castle Kerwin, we've of course got the Kerwins, who's got many daughters. He does have an heir of Eagle Tower. Who the hell are you? Why are you the heir when he has Kerwin daughters? Who even are you to him? Okay, well the fact that he's the heir doesn't really make too much sense, so that is interesting. I'll have to look into that. Morgoth White, yeah, of course. Morgoths always die. That's what happens, Albert. You should know this by now. Yeah, at least there's an heir now, Jay. At least there's an heir. It's always a relief. But I'm sure they'll be alright. Like, Albert Albert and Miggs's characters have been around the Greystocks and the Morgoths since, like, near the beginning, and they've always flirted with extinction, and they're still going. You'll be fine. King's Course, we have House Cassell, who are still going. They're still all imprisoned by the Firehands, I believe, aren't they? Oh, Goldgrass. Where is Gold? Oh, that's under Barrington, isn't it? Yeah, so they are still under that house. But there's 8 living members of House Cassell, so they are still kicking. They're still going, which is it's good to see. Glad to see. Where next? Florian's Square, where we have House Clifford. Love that sigil as well. Another homosexual lord, a master seducer. He does have 3 children. Janelle Clifford, Rob Clifford, who is a legitimised bastard, and Royce Clifford, who is also a legitimised bastard, which is interesting. Check the inheritance of Castle Kerr, and it could be some lord. Yeah, it probably is that. Yeah, well said, Rowan. You are more than likely right. It probably is the case, to be honest. Let's move on. Where is next? We need to work our way down into the neck, where nothing of interest really ever happens. Let's have a look. Lord Walton Fenn. The Fenns have just become the new High Lords, of course, of the neck, because the Reeds just wanted to rebel constantly. Only 9 living members, but we do have a couple of male members here. So yeah, there is spare male members. I'm not going to look into too much detail with some of these houses. I will when it's custom houses, but like the Reeds and the Fenns, if there's not a lot going on that's worth looking into, we'll just smoothly skip over them for now. Theon Reed, heir to the neck, who is a giant, which is interesting for a Crannogman, considering how small they normally are. But I seem to remember it was your brother, wasn't it? Yeah, Willis Reed, and we sent him to the Night's Watch. Cherwell, we have, I think it's Pipe's house, isn't it? House Elric, who Lord Harwin died of severe stress. So that means House Elric is only two members, apparently. I'm not sure how there's 2 members. That is interesting. Okay, so the bastard founder is still alive. Okay, so they must have been landed afterwards, yeah, so he wasn't actually landed. And in Grey Cran, we have Lord Horfrost of Grey Cran of House Blackmeyer. I love this sigil as well. And wow, he is the only living member of House Blackmeyer. It's not look good for the Crannogmen, isn't it? Because House Marsh has already died out, and House Blackmeyer could be very soon to die out also. So that's not great. Let's move on to the Lance then, where we have Lord Samwell the Tall of the Lance, Lord Lancer, who is fat as well. Everybody eats so well in Andalia, it seems. Does have 4 children. Liza Lancer, Meline Lancer, Marek Lancer, and Walton Lancer. Strong giant. There we go. There's the Lancer traits. I was a bit worried that no one was going to have it for a while. So we'll move on to Flint's Cliff, which is House Orton, I believe. Yes, it is. Another homosexual, because, of course, with his very, very interesting yellow beard. And he's with his son, Sir Oswin Orson, and his nice yellow beard. And he's got a brother who has a nice green beard. Interesting. Sir Elwood Orson. I can't remember who made House Orson. Who made House Orson again? I can't remember. Ober Orson as well. Cool sigil. Cape Kraken, we've just got a branch of the Greyjoys. Nothing of that much interest here. I'm pretty sure there was another landed cadet house of House Lancer in here. I'm pretty sure that there was. I must be wrong. I could have sworn there was another branch of House Lancer. Let's work our way back into the land. We've obviously got the branch near the Hornwood, but I could have sworn that good old Benfrey the Bear had a son who formed a new House Buckler. Yes, I'm sure there was another house. And he does have a son, Sir Creighton Buckler, and Benfrey Buckler, who is at the Night's Watch. So Sir Creighton Buckler, whose liege is Sir Medgar of Ninestar. Okay, so he's landed in the Templeton lands, which is interesting. I knew that there was another branch. I was certain of it. Okay, so perfect. We found out who made House Orson. Awesome. Thank you. I couldn't remember. There's that many. I do get mixed up. Salt Sail. I think Salt Sail was Razzy's house, I'm tempted to say. Let's move down into the Crossfort then, where we have Lord Adam Redgard, who's a pretty impressive commander, to be fair. Not bad at all. Not a lot of manpower, though, so I'm guessing some of his vassals might want to overthrow him, because I'm sure that this normally has quite decent manpower. Barber, Redgard, his daughter. Is that it for the Redguards? 7 living members. Wow, so the Redguards are not in the finest of shape. Oh, no, there is a male Jojen of Goldengrass over here. Another Redgard who does have 2 sons as well, Torren Redgard and Garth Redgard. So, yeah, the Redgard line is fairly secure. Next, we will go over to House Rook then in Mistlewood, and we'll see how they're doing. So, Lord Yorick, 64. Yorick's still going, wow. So, Bradamore Rook, his son. I'd say he looks like another drunkard. Nice red look on his face, a bit of a Alex Ferguson face there. Marianne Rook, Illyria Rook, Sir Edric Rook, how are you? Wow, you're impressive. Wow, you are very impressive. I didn't see that till afterwards. So, attractive, quick, formidable fighter, knight, just content. You are impressive. Are you actually in line to inherit as well? I hope that you are. Yes, you are. Awesome. So, the future Lord of House Rook is very impressive. Who's he married to? A Saltcliffe. And he has a son who, and of course the son's crap, because why wouldn't they be? Thank you, I'm glad to be back. Thank you very much. Get him to court. Yes, we probably should. Can we invite you to court? Not interested. What about if we bribe you? Probably not going to work. No, we're going to have to force move you then. You are coming to court, Sir Eldrick Rook. You will be one of our friends at court. Next, in to the Northlands, where we have Lord Wallace Crownless, who's also very impressive. And it looks like he's got a headache. Hopefully he's not going to die of any illness now that I've said how impressive he is, because he's very cool. Very good commander. Are you important? Yes, you are. We can't invite you. Oh, you are the Lord. Of course we can't invite you to court. I hadn't realised that the Crownless Lord's actually pretty impressive. A daughter who, nothing interesting about you yet. There's 15 living members of House Crownless. Wow. Indeed, Rex, your house is extremely impressive. Your future lords are very impressive, that's for certain. Wow, there's so many Crownlesses. I didn't realise how many Crownlesses there was. We've got this direct branch over here as well. There's so many Crownlesses. Perrin Crownless. Homosexual, another one. Whee! Sibling Marwyn Crownless, who's pretty good as well. Who do we have? Let's go up to Darnold, go back to his other son, then Colin the Quarrelsome. Let's look at some of these other branches, see if they're good. So Harold Crownless, nothing too impressive. Perrin Crownless, he's not too bad. Not too bad. And Harold Crownless, not as good. Erinford, over to the Erinstars. How are the Erin? Oh, probably not very good if we've got a young lady lord whose heir is Corella Erinstar. Yeah, not anything too impressive about you, to be honest, is there? You do have a sister, Corella. So there is a lot of Erinstars about, but all extremely young, it would seem. And some bastards thrown in there. And Medric got 2 bastards thrown in there. So House Erinstars not doing that well of late, it would seem. Okay, no, we've got a male over here. Ethan Erinstar and Lord Paramount Robert of the Stormlands. What? Lord Paramount Robert Erinstar of the Stormlands. How on earth has this happened? And he is strong, brawny, and a skilled fighter. He's actually quite impressive. Toggle special interest. How has this happened? How on earth have you inherited the Stormlands? Your father is Master Theon. He was the really good diplomat, wasn't he? And your mother is Lady was a Durandon. Okay. Wow. Okay, that is interesting. The Erinstars have basically their own kingdom. That not only is that interesting, that's a little bit worrying if they somehow were to get independence, or not only get independence, but get ideas of helping their king expand northwards. Okay, that is a little bit worrying. Wow. Okay, like I said, there's always something interesting. I wasn't expecting it to be that insane. He's actually pretty good as well. Like, really good. Who's he married? Oh, wow. Oh, no. He's married to a Lannister princess as well. Okay, this is dangerous. It seems that the Lannisters know how to play the Game of Thrones. Okay, well, we'll be back down here later to check out a little bit more of that and see what the hell is going on. Okay, let's go over to the Muds then for now, where we have our new Lord Guy of Seaguard, who's pretty decent. We replace his mother, of course. He hasn't got the claims. He should have the claims, really, shouldn't he? So maybe we do give him a weak claim. He could make it interesting, but technically... obviously not a very strong claim, but... looking at Game of Thrones, look at the Blackfires right down the line. Technically, you'd have as good a claim as when you get your 5th Blackfire Rebellion or whatever, so he should have a weak claim still, really, to be honest. Yeah, so Guy Mudd's pretty decent. A dead son, so nothing too impressive there. He does have a brother, Byron Mudd, who is in the Lordship of the Red Fork. He's not overly impressive, but at least he's got 3 sons, which keeps the Mudd line secure. Cape of Eagles, we have House Reef, so Robin Reef, who was Johnny's character, I believe. Johnny, who is still missing. If you have seen Johnny, please could you let the creation team know? We're deeply worried. Edmund Reef as well. And Megan Reef, spelt in some very interesting sort of Valyrian. Okay, so that's the Reefs, which are in a better state than before. They wasn't a bit of a bad state before. Seaguard, of course, we've got the Malisters, Lord Barrion of Seaguard. Nothing too impressive about him. His heir is Master Martin of Seawatch, so there are other Malisters about, at least. 16 living members, so the second branch must be in good shape, which we will get to. I really wish that we could give Bloodlines. Unfortunately, because I started this series before the Bloodlines mod was, like, finished, we can't add it on without updating, which really sucks, because we really, really want to give Bloodlines to so many of these houses that deserve them, but unfortunately we can't do it. But we'll be able to make interesting changes and stuff with CK3 when the mod finally releases. I'm not holding my breath. Rushmore, we have Lord Harrion of Rushmore of House Redwolf. Are you the last Redwolf? Living members 3. Wow. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. You're the only actual Red Wolf. Yeah, there's 3 living members, but the others have already been married off. So, Red Wolf could die, it would seem. Marlet Bay, we have House Darkblade. Lord Elwood of Marlet Bay, great commander. The House Darkblade seem to either make great fighters or great commanders. Doesn't have a son, but he does have a sibling, Ellery Darkblade, who... no, there's nothing too insane about. Only 6 living members. What happened to all the Darkblades? There was loads of Darkblades not that long ago. We've got Daffin Darkblade. Was he the really good fighter, Daffin Darkblade? I've got a feeling he was. Yeah, formidable fighter, who unfortunately hasn't had any children. Oh, he's married to Sansa Firehand. Of course he's married to Sansa Firehand. It's a shame that he didn't have any children, though, to try and bulk the family up. Okay. Yeah, editing the save is insane. It's extremely hard to do because it is so big. It's actually not lagging as much today, though, I've noticed, which is nice. Are we having any problems on your guys' end, or is it running quite smoothly? Yes, I'm definitely going to hopefully do some CK3 content soon. I did say so earlier in the stream for anyone who did miss that we're hoping to do that. Hoping to get a multiplayer stream up, which would be really interesting as well. Lord Fearmore Fen. Okay, so we've got Fens down here as well. We've already looked at the Fens. So, Canet, we've got House Dondarrion, which is just so random. Mordendorandon. Okay, and a daughter. We won't look into them anymore because obviously we've got the ones down in the Stormlands as well. And in Turnbridge, we've got House Turnbridge with that nice carp on black, which is the western passage into Andalia. You have to go across the Turn Bridge to get into Andalia if you want to attack from the south. The other way, of course, being the High Oaklands. See you later, Rex. Thanks for popping by, mate. Enjoy work. Probably see you later in the Discord server. We've got Sir Tancred Turnbridge, who has a son, Danwell Turnbridge. We've also got Quentin Turnbridge, who's not overly exciting, and Manfred Turnbridge, who's not overly exciting either. Blackwood Vale, let's have a look. We have Lord Lucas of Blackwood. Wow. Of course, because I forgot that we had the interesting Blackwood Lord, and he died, didn't he? No, it was the one before you. We had 2 Blackwood Lords die in quick succession, didn't we? So, yeah, nothing overly impressive about you. You're only 4 years old. You've not really anything about you that we can try and get you a guardianship. You do have a brother, Elmer Blackwood. Nothing overly interesting about him either. And your sister is attractive and a twin, and that's really all that's there. Maidstone, we have House Stoke. Nothing overly interesting about these guys. We'll check his heir. Yeah, nothing really there to check. Blackrush, we have House Burn. Yeah, nothing really impressive about you either. Your son, Redgard Burn. Nothing overly impressive about him either. Fairmarket, who do we have in here? Fairmarket now. Oh, another branch of House Burn. Okay, they expanded. Interesting. On the Trident, we have Lord Harbert of the Trident, who is quick and a squire. Wow, very good intrigue. Really impressive intrigue, actually, for an 18-year-old. So that's interesting. You do have a sibling who is your heir, Prince Harwood of the Storm. Harwood Tarth. Okay. That is interesting. And you've got a bastard brother as well. Who else do we have? In Stilfen, we have House Blackburn. This is one that we could do with changing. I've got a feeling that this is just a AI generated house. So, anyone, do we have a name for this land? Unless I'm mistaken, please correct me if this was made by someone. If not, though, anyone who's not got a house, who's watching, who likes the series, you want a house, throw me an idea, and we'll put you here in Stilfen. And on the Red Fork, we have House Viperin, who did, of course, lose their High Lordship, but they're still going. How's the house doing? 10 living members, but I do think that we have a Vale branch of that house as well, if they are still around. In Willowwood, of course, we have Enger the Planter still going at the lovely old age of 69. Did I create the sigil, Chris? I can't remember. My memory is terrible. Absolutely horrendous. Let's go back to Enger the Planter, though. Anyway, if I did create it and someone wants to make a name, then please do. Hasn't got a house. Replace mine. I'm not bothered. So that's fine. We have Sir Pyron Seymour, of course. So he is, yeah. So he was the heir of the heir of the heir. So he's still third in line then. Wow. I feel sorry for this guy. He must feel the same way that, like, Walder Frey's kids feel. Like, they're just never, ever, ever going to inherit. And he's got gonorrhea early. There's a good chance he could die before Enger. And then, of course, he's got his son, Enger Seymour, who was sent to the wall for rebelling against Florian. Also got gonorrhea. And then, of course, Sir Harsley. We will skip back over. We've got Enger, of course, who had his other sons. We've got Sir Harris Seymour, who's pretty impressive, an interesting character. He's got his son, Sir Oliver Seymour, who is a very impressive fighter. Has a son, Alan Seymour, who's a twin. Rhea Seymour. Work our way back up to Enger, because I'm pretty sure he had at least one other son. Sir Lionel Seymour, 21. Wow, he's good. Paranoid, just... Okay, he's pretty good, though. He'd make a decent commander of sorts. Have we made you interesting? We will. Sir Lionel. He has a son, Tyler Seymour, as well. Not too bad for a 6-year-old to already have a fighting trait. It's not bad. And we've got Arnulf Seymour, 3 years old. Wow, Enger's still popping out the kids at the ripe old age of 66. 3-year-old. Interesting. House Seymour, really... Well, 24, but there's so many of them. Yeah, the heir of the heir. I thought that I read you say he was the direct heir. I forgot about Pyron. I forgot that he was alive. I think everyone forgot about Pyron. Next, into Wickham, where we have House Hardsteel, the rivals, of course, of House Seymour. Well, kind of rivals. They've had trouble with them in the past. We have Sir Ellis Hardsteel, who's the heir, and he's pretty impressive as well. Already important, apparently. I've already made him important. Decent commander, decent fighting. He's just as well, which is good. He's got Manfred Hardsteel. Wow, a genius. Okay, we'll make you important. Can we invite you to court? No. You might be one that would be interesting. Very decent commander as well. Has a son as well, Clifford Hardsteel. Let's have a look at your siblings. Vortimer Hardsteel. Interesting name. We've got a sister as well who's married to Lord Reef of the Cape of Eagles. Let's go into Chiltern, where we have the second branch of the Malisters, who seem fairly secure at least. Oh, no one's got Rash, but yeah, there's plenty of Malisters, as we found out. Next to the High Oak, where we have Lord Kellis of High Oak, the 9-year-old lord. Yeah, I remember because we had Lord Danes, the High Oak, who of course died of the Greyscale, and then his son was so good, and then he died, and he died as soon as he inherited, which I was so annoyed about because he was insanely good. 18 with 28 diplomacy, which was just so good. I'm gutted that he died before we got to do anything with him, but that's just CK2, isn't it? If he was shit, he'd still be alive. Athos High Oak and Kelly's High Oak. So the High Oaks are fairly secure. 5 living members, but plenty of males, so hopefully they'll be okay. I know, Rowan, I know, it is absolutely gutting that Sir Otto died. I'm so annoyed about it. Very fashionable. Socializer, gamer. I don't know. I'm going to stop looking because I'm just going to upset myself because he was really good. Salt Pans, House Mouton. I don't know, have House Mouton ever done anything in this series? They've been in Andalia for quite some time now, but I don't think they've ever really done anything. They've got plenty of living members, so not really anything there to look at. Wickerden, where we have House Templeton, who have usurped the Redstones to take back their land yet again. Templetons have, of course, been a bit of a thorn in the side of House Sevenstar in recent generations. 22 living members, so very, very secure. Just looked at your area, didn't we? You've got siblings as well, who, wow, got a liberating skilled fighter. This Templeton's pretty decent, who's in the Arryn lands. Oh, he's got Arryn children, so he's actually married to Lady Arryn. And we actually have male Arryns for the first time in a long time. Creighton and Endrew, who does look very Arryn. In Crabshaw, we have the second branch of House Crescent, of course. Lord Harsley. Now, if I remember correctly, these are the imbecile Crescents, aren't they? That are always, like, really crap. You want to move Mootons to under the Seymours. It's a shame that I can't move them under the High Oaks and give them a High Lordship as well, so that you've both got it. It is a shame. It's quite annoying. I think we could do it if we took, say, Dario or so, but I don't want to go that far south. And we can't put the High Oaks under the Seymours. Can't do that. But yeah, this is the imbecile branch. Let's have a look. We've got Mage Crescent, unless they've managed to get rid of that now. Desmond Crescent and Duncan Crescent. So this branch of the Crescents, 19 living members. Yeah, the Crescents are very secure, as we found out when we went north. At Dartmoor, we have Lord Sweetblood, who is a dwarf. A sturdy dwarf. A little hench dwarfman. Wow. Oh no, we do have another Sweetblood. We do have an heir at least. Rogar Sweetblood. Nothing too impressive about him. Laessa Sweetblood. And Agnes Sweetblood, who is married to a Richards. Up into the Vale next. Obviously, the area is still ruled over by us, so we'll go over to the Belmonts. The Belmonts have always been fairly interesting in the series. We've got a decent fighter here. Has a son who is slow, which is a shame, and a daughter. How many other Belmonts are around? 15 living members. So there are plenty around. Who have we got? We've got Alan Belmore, who's pretty decent. The others are females. Moonsgrey, I think it was Green Star, weren't it? Nothing too impressive here. Gonorrhea and a lunatic. Seems if you get gonorrhea, you turn into a lunatic. And a couple of other Green Stars. And then in Crown Crag, we have House Brune, who is imprisoned by Lord Belmore at the moment. Doesn't have any sons, but he does have a brother. So he does have an heir at least. Only 4 living members of House Brune. Go to war with the South. Press your claims for the Riverlands. There's got to be war at some point, surely. Let's go to Crow's Baron, where we have House Steelheart. And she has Morgath children, so there is other Morgath. The Morgaths will inherit this land, it would seem, which is interesting. As there are not many Steelhearts, right? There's 11 living members of Steel. So there is male. There is some male Steelhearts. Osric Steel. We've got Norrin Steelheart. We've got Osric Steelheart. So there are some male Steelhearts to give that land to when it happens. Scorch Vale, we have House Hornbreaker, where we have the Lord Belgrave, who does look pretty badass. Skilled fighter, strong, a twin. Does have his sibling Garibold Hornbreaker, who we've already looked at. He has a son, Morgan Hornbreaker. Alara, a strong daughter, who is betrothed to a Turnbridge. Orena Hornbreaker, who is married to an Orson. And Malera Hornbreaker, who is married to a Stoke. Newkeep, we have the second branch of House Rack. Lord Barth of Newkeep. Not too impressive, but he does have a son, Bartimus Rack. Coldwater Burn, we have a House Coldwater. I know, Jay, tell me about it. I forget how big they are as well. They are so big. Yeah, I think the South, we'll find out soon, but I'm pretty sure they like outnumber us 2-1. We do have the defensive advantage if they do try and invade, but I think if we were to be the ones on the offensive, it could only go bad for us. But if they were to attack us, even though we're half the size, I think we'd probably be okay just because we've got such defensive. We could drop our armies back into the Vale, into the north, or we can drop into the High Oaklands. There's plenty of places we can defend from. House Coldwater, let's have a look at our air. Giants Coldwater, nothing too impressive about you. Snakewood, we have House Lingrave. I don't think there's anything too exciting about you. Rygar Lingrave. And Sturvin, Lingrave, yeah, nothing too exciting. Newkeep we've already looked at. Let's go to the High Lordship of the Fingers. Lord Theobald Anvil. Anvil is a house I've always liked. They've never really done anything, but I just like them for some reason. There's something about them that I just like. Let's have a look at his son. A twin and a poor fighter, so nothing too impressive. Loris Anvil, another twin. That must be twin brothers. House Anvil. 24 living members, so very, very secure. On the Pebble, we of course have the Rosbys, where we have Lord Yorin, the Quarreller of the Pebble. Nothing too impressive about him. I'm pretty sure his dad, Sir Barth, was really impressive though, wasn't he? Well, he died with 0 traits. Oh, because he was incapable. But yeah, he was impressive when he was alive. And we do have a Howland Rosby, but there's nothing too impressive about you either. Midlaw Point, we have House Parron. Nice smile. Nothing too impressive about you. We have Robert Parron. Yeah, not too bad. Osgood Parron and Gunfor Parron. We have House Brightstone. Meh. Nothing really exciting there. Over on Dragon's Den, we have House Shycross. Lord Zargana. Okay, he's fat and one-legged. Half decent fighter. Doesn't look very Valyrian, so the Valyrian blood does seem to have passed out of the Shycrosses now, but the Crescents are still holding in strong. Evo Shycross, Para Shycross, and Milani Shycross. I'm pretty sure there are some other Shycrosses about somewhere as well. Yeah, we've got Donico Shycross here. I'm pretty sure it's one of the second branches that have the sword as well. And we have Sir Norris. Wow, Sir Norris Shycross is a formidable fighter. You're very good. Can we invite you to court? No, nobody wants to come to court. But we will make you important because you're pretty decent. Pretty decent indeed. Yeah, if he can beat the South in a war, it would, yeah, make him look insanely good. Next we have House Hunter. The blue branch of House Hunter. I'm pretty sure the normal branch did die out. We've got Tristan Hunter. Lucas Hunter, who is weak, which is a shame. We have an old anchor House Clifton. Nothing too exciting about you. Your son, Wallace Clifton. No, nothing really exciting. There's 23 living members out. These houses that don't really duo seem to have an insane amount of family members. But then the ones that people really love and you want to see stick around seem to always be close to dying out. We have a second branch of House Corbury here, of course, who we did take the High Lordship away from. Nothing too exciting about her. And then we have the main Corburys, Lady Cynthia of Heartsholme, who they did finally lose their High Lordship, didn't they? I remember now. Her heir is Orson Corbury. Nothing too exciting about him. So the Corburys have really been knocked down a peg or two. Yeah, there really is a lot of twins. I have noticed that there seems to be a lot of twins about lately. House Royce, who do still have the High Lordship. Of course, they've had a lot of trouble from them lately, but then we gave it to our cousin, Lord Danes, who is, as you can see, opinion 100 and our opinion 100. He's a staunch loyalist and friend, so hopefully that will end any trouble coming from House Royce. He does have a daughter as well already. He has a brother as well, Sir Alec Royce, who's not too bad, but Lord Danes is a very decent character, so that's good. Underneath them we have House Tollet, who's still around. These have probably got like 20 odd, no, only 4 members. I was going to say they've probably got 20 odd members, because any house that doesn't do anything always does. On Upcliff we have obviously House Upcliff, who are independent for some reason, which is interesting. They should be under House Royce normally. Let's have a look at the heir. So Miles Upcliff, wow, you are good, you are very good. Can we invite you to court? No, not interested, not having it. 39, and you've gone unnoticed so far, which is interesting. You'd actually have the blood of, I'm pretty sure, of Daemon in you somewhere as well. Or maybe I'm mistaken, actually. Where haven't we been yet? Redfort. Lady Mossea of Redfort, a giant, interesting. 2 daughters, nothing too interesting about them. And your son, Lucas Redfort, nothing too interesting about them either. 18 living members, though, so House Redfort... Whoa, I don't know what's happening there, but House Redfort are secure, at least. Florian's kids are doing not too bad. Not too bad. Rotherham, where we actually have Aaron males, but we've already looked over those. Oh, but they're more distant branch. How many members? We've got 8 members of House Aaron, so House Aaron has recovered slightly. Obviously, they've still been knocked down massively, a peg or 10, but they're still about. The Bloody Gate, we have a Redfort in the Bloody Gate as well, which is interesting. And that's all of the Vale. We've looked at all the Vale. Where is that all of Andalia that we've looked at now? Pretty sure it is. We do have the Risewell Kings of the North now, which I believe made it so that we can literally... Oh no, we have already been to war with them. I can't remember if that meant we could go to war with them straight away. Yeah, defending from High Oak would be very easy. Well, not necessarily easy when we're fighting an army twice the size, but it does give us a massive advantage because we've got the crossing of a major river in the Trident, so that would give us a massive bonus. So very good trade route here as well, as we can see, well, which I suppose it would be. Of course it would be. It's the mouth of the Trident, and the first place anyone from the south would trade with. Turnbridge. How impressive is Turnbridge? It's got 2 rivers that are running through it, so it does give us that bonus there. Does Cannet have any bonuses? No, it doesn't. But then obviously other areas, if people were to invade, we obviously got the insane... We've actually got a river crossing in Dartmoor, but then we've got the Bloody Gate, which is of course insane, and then the Erie, which is of course insanely hard to attack from. We've got the Crossfort, which should obviously be insanely hard for anyone to attack us. Then we can drop back to Sevensguard if it got that desperate, which is of course just, yeah, you're not getting past there. You're not getting past it. Look at the religions. Yeah, 1 second then. We will go to the Lannisters. I'm just interested about King Jaime. Only 109,000 troops. Okay, his army is halved, which is interesting because he had over 200 and something thousand last time. So maybe he's got some unhappy vassals. No, no. He's not got. He has got more manpower. It's just because the Reach is currently independent, and so is Dawn because of the war. So he's got 110,000 men just from this grey area, which is that's scary that he's got 109,000 men just from this area without any of this, the Claw, the Reach, and Dawn. So I dread to think how strong they are. Who are the Reach at war with then? Lord Paramount Gardner is defending against Lord Robert Flowers in Lord Robert's claim on the Reach, and against someone trying to make a conquest of Cape Wrath. Okay, so that's, yeah, helping out the Stormlands. Torrentine, we've obviously got the Danes, who are the Lord Paramounts of that, and they are at war with the Most Devout, because for some reason the Most Devout have their own kingdom now through the Ironwoods. It makes no sense whatsoever. Extremely cursed, but yeah, why not? Still amazed about this. This has so much potential. I'm really interested in where this is going to go. Especially considering the Stormlands started to become Fae for the 7, and now we've got this old god impressive errand star in charge of it. With a decent-sized armour. That could be very threatening. The Grand's still alive? No. Grands have died out, it would seem. That sucks. And then the Claw, of course, is its own kingdom as well, where we have Lord Paramount Crab. And the old gods are still strong there, it would seem. Let's have a look at religion then. How is religion doing? Okay, so, yeah, pretty much everything is Faith of the Seven. So, it seems that the old gods still rule pretty strongly in the hills of the west, which is interesting. And down here, but the Reach, Dawn, the Stormlands have been, yeah, completely demolished by the Faith of the Seven. I'm really quite happy that this has stayed old gods, actually. That's pretty cool, because it is obviously a very secretive and independent area, isn't it? So, that's pretty cool. Still got the old gods in the neck, of course, and still got the old gods in a hell of a lot of the north and beyond. Wow, Faith of the Seven in the Lakelands, though, which, oh no, in some of the Umberlands. That is interesting. And apparently Skagos is turning to Faith of the Seven. That makes no sense. That is very strange. But yeah, religion's Faith of the Seven is doing well. R'hllor kicking in well, but we do have Faith of the Seven Valyria, which is cursed, as well as some of the Dothraki Sea, it would seem. As well as Slavers Bay is also changing. The Harpy is moving out east, and the Faith of the Seven is moving into Slavers Bay. Surely the Slavers Bay has got to abolish slavery then. But the old Faith of the Seven lands, Old Andalos, is starting to be claimed by R'hllor, which is expanding massively. R'hllor seems to be growing in power, which is interesting. What about cultures? How are cultures now doing? Stormlander, Reachman, Thirstman, Westerman. There's a big mishmash. Riverman, Northman here, which is interesting. Very interesting, in fact. Why is the Seamoorland Northman? That's strange. Clawman, Firstman, Valeman, and Andal Northman, which is really spread now. Still got a bit of Northman here and there. Hill Clansman, Skagosa, Wildling, Ice River Clan, Hornfoot, Night Runner, blah, 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 blah. No, writing content. That's right, Amir. That's right. You and Matt will twist it into something. And we've still got First Man. The Arbor has remained First Man. Which is pretty cool, actually. I like that. And so have the Shield Islands, which is also cool. I like that. It's good that there is still some bastions of the First God faith still keeping it going. And, of course, Old Ironborn. Cool shot is still strong. The economy, just absolutely ridiculous in Old Andalia. The economy is insane all around Maiden's Gate and such as well. Grey Cliffs are incredibly prosperous as well. Winterfell, incredibly prosperous. Barraton, incredibly prosperous. Crossfort, incredibly prosperous. Of course, Gultown and the Royce lands. The Corburys have made their lands incredibly prosperous as well. High Oak and the Seymour lands as well are incredibly prosperous. Yeah, incredibly prosperous. Stormland's still extremely weak, other than the Storm's End, the West. Very prosperous. Lots of trade routes going in and through there. Lots of trade routes. What's happened to our trade routes? Because we've obviously got our trade routes. Wow, the Sisters are insanely good, which is what I aimed for originally. That's what I wanted to do when I did take these lands. I wanted to make the Bight into, like, as an impressive trading area as Dragonstone and such. And it looks like I've succeeded there, which is good. Okay, so what was it? Prosperity level. So we know that we've got a lot going on. I know that Sevensport is always prospering insanely. Level 4 Refuge, prospering, always doing well. Did anybody think of a house that I missed? A house name for Stilfen? Someone who's not got a house? Come on, throw some at me and we'll do that before we finish. We'll chuck some houses in there. There's no trade port at Hio. Did we not have a trade port there? Okay. I thought that we had a trading port there. We've got some cities there. Lots of trade routes going through there. Brightling 2.0. Trade port, man. I think we just seen... trade zones. Here we go. Wow, literally everything just runs through High Oak. We've got one in Ghoultown, of course. Got one in the Dirtlands, which is interesting. One in Seaguard, which makes sense. Got the Pentos and the Lease trade routes here. Pentos, Tyroshi. Pentos, Tyrosh, Pentos. Lots. Okay, huge trade Pentos trading zone beyond the wall, which is very interesting. Grand. Get the Grands in. I feel like the Grands should have something better, though. Saltworm in the Iron Islands. Of course, yeah, we do actually... I should check the Iron Islands, because I wasn't going to bother now. It's not part of Andalia, but of course, we do actually have some custom houses there, so we do need to check in with them. We've got House Saltsail. Sargon Saltsail, who does have a son, Sargon Saltsail. Dan, Lord Dan, sorry. So there's 2 Saltsails. Where was the other custom house landed again? I'm trying to remember. Where they were landed. Greyjoy, Blacktide, House Sharp, no idea. Did a house die out? Did House Saltworm die out? It looks like House Saltworm could have died out. Let's search. Oh no, we do have Donald Saltworm, who's still alive. Can we invite him to court? No one will come to our court. What about now? No. So it looks like he is the last living member of House Saltworm. But House Saltworm is still going around, so we need to get you to court. And can we arrange a marriage between you? There's got to be somebody that we can marry to you. We've got nobody really who's going to be able to give you children. A Firehand married to an Ironborn just seems too cursed to even consider. So we'll have to look for someone to do that so that we can do that. Well, feel free to comment anything that you've got for that land of Stilfin, and I can have a look through them, or you can join the Discord and think of a house if you want a house to go there. And we'll see, and we'll put something in there. But I am going to have to end the stream now, unfortunately. But now that we've got this overview out of the way and we're refreshed, the series will be starting back up as soon as I can do it. So hopefully I'll be able to record the next episode, and me and the creation team can get hard at work at getting the next episode out. And then I really need to get a Song of Seven up and going, because Amir and Matt, especially Amir, are putting so much work into it, and I'm really slacking on getting that content up. So I need to get that up. So for you guys, I know people really enjoy it, so we will try and get that back up. Thanks everyone for popping by. I hope you're all well. Don't forget to join the Discord server if you haven't already. We have actually been getting people join there recently, quite a few, so that's good. Love to have more of you there. But yeah, we'll call it a day here. Thanks guys, see you later.